alimony?
False cases, false assertions, false pleadings.
तो फिर domestic violence के charges press करने दो अमृता.
Process becomes punishment.
Legally, even husbands can seek alimony or maintenance.
70-year-old lady saying, I've been ordered 3,000 rupees a month as maintenance and I just need something to survive, and the court is also feeling helpless. Husband, no whereabouts.
What if your partner cheated on you? Can you escape giving alimony? Big fat weddings. But what about when a marriage ends? That's when the word alimony enters the picture. And yes, this is one of those topics that never fails to spark a debate. Is it fair? Is it a financial burden? So here I am, Vaishnavi, breaking it all down. Alimony is the financial support one spouse gives the other after separation or divorce.
Maintenance, 50% right in property.
But why does it exist in the first place?
Alimony as a concept has emerged since several, I would say centuries. There was this, norm that the man goes out, earns a living, and it is the woman who has children, takes care of them, and she's sacrificing for a possible career that she could have had for taking care of the household. And that is why the law and the government says that if there is, say, a falling out of any sort between the husband and the wife, the man and the woman, she should not be, vagrant out on the street. She should not be, destitute.
So, alimony can be in the form of interim maintenance or permanent alimony. Interim maintenance is basically temporary financial support. It's what the court asks one spouse to pay the other while the divorce or separation case is still going on.
The divorce case will take 1 year, 5 years, 20 years to get decided. What should the spouse do in the meantime? And for that purpose, there is a concept of interim maintenance, which supposedly courts are supposed to decide very quickly.
So what does the court look at to decide how much interim maintenance should be granted? To decide the amount, the court asks both sides to submit what's called an income affidavit showing all their assets, income and liabilities.
So all bank statements of all your bank accounts of past 3 years, all your income tax records of past 3 years.
Permanent alimony? That's long-term financial support. It comes into play once the divorce is finalized and the court orders it.
99% of the times, permanent alimony follows what has been fixed as interim maintenance.
Think of it this way. If a guy is making around 3 lakh rupees a month and his wife isn't earning anything, the court might set the maintenance somewhere between 80,000 rupees to 1.2 lakh rupees. But what if the woman is also earning? And what if there's a child involved? That's where things start to change.
Now, if she's earning about 1 lakh rupees a month, there is very difficult to get her to get any maintenance, perhaps 10-20,000, but it's very difficult for her to get a lot of maintenance if she's already earning about even 1/3 of what the husband is making. But if they have a child, then funny enough, although the courts of law say that the wife should be contributing equally, even though the husband is duty bound to take care of the child and provide for the child, the wife who has custody is also duty bound. But everything considered, if I am a husband earning 3 lakh rupees a month and I have a wife who's making 1 lakh rupees a month, then also most likely the court will fix about 1 lakh rupees per month as maintenance just for the child. Again, the reverse tragedy in this is that if I am earning 3 lakhs a month and I have a wife and a child and the wife is not earning anything at all, even then the court will most likely fix about 1 lakh rupees per month as maintenance.
That means alimony is usually higher if the wife has custody of a child, since the amount is meant to cover both her needs and the child's expenses, whether she's earning or not. In 2024, the Supreme Court listed a bunch of key factors to consider while deciding on permanent alimony. First is financial status of both the parties, their jobs and qualifications, whether the wife already has some income or property, the lifestyle she was used to in the marriage. Then there's if she gave up work or career for family duties. Next is reasonable litigation costs, which means that if the wife isn't earning, she may need help covering necessary expenses while fighting the legal case, like lawyers' fees, court fees and other costs. And then there's also the husband's capacity, say his income or expenses.
Nothing is set in stone. There are many factors. It is so prevalent on a case-to-case basis that it's very difficult to give percentage. But if anybody says, give me a very rough, very ballpark, very lucid figure on what is possible, it would be between 1/5 to 1/3 of what the man makes minus what the woman makes.
Also, just so you know, even if you're not married, whether you are in a live-in relationship or dating and you have a child, the law ensures that the child receive the financial support from both parents. Child maintenance is legally enforceable in this situation. Many reports say that deciding the amount of alimony also depends on how long you've been married. But the lawyer pointed out that in India, it doesn't really matter whether you've been married a week or 30 years. The law often treats it the same.
That, I feel, is the biggest injustice that men face.
In 2022, India recorded 13,479 dowry cases. 356 turned out to be false.
If there is a criminal case going on, that also becomes, to a certain extent, leverage or a consideration factor when parties are deciding on the amount of alimony which they are both mutually agreeing on.
Now, when there's a false case, it drains a lot of money on lawyers, court appearances, and sometimes even bail, creating a financial burden. And this can also push to agree to higher alimony or one-time settlement just to end the legal battle.
The willingness to pay alimony goes significantly higher. And that is why there is a indirect, improper, unethical nexus between criminal cases and alimony amounts. False cases, false assertions, false pleadings made equally by 50% husbands, 50% wives. I see an equal number of victims, men and women.
What if your partner cheated on you and you've got solid proof? Or if they were cruel to you, can you escape giving alimony? Well, the law says maybe. Courts can deny or reduce alimony if the wife is proven guilty of adultery, desertion, or cruelty. And yes, there have been cases where this has actually happened. But it's not guaranteed. It depends on the case, the evidence, and the judge's view.
Just one lady reached out and said, my husband and I got married, arranged marriage, and then 1 week into the wedding, he confesses to me that he's gay and that he is not attracted to me at all. And when I explained to her that, madam, this is not a criminal offense in any sort, she was furious. But the law cannot make individual situations, no matter how troubling, nobody can be penalized for something that is not an express prohibition under the law.
So does alimony go on forever, like a never-ending subscription you can't cancel? No. There are circumstances where a spouse can stop giving alimony or maintenance.
So just having an affair, having isolated incidents of sexual encounters is not enough. The court says that until the lady is residing in a live-in relationship with another gentleman, unless that is the case, till then she is still entitled to maintenance from the husband. And obviously, if she gets remarried, then also the husband can stop paying her. But however, a responsibility for the child will always be there till the child, if it's a son, turns 18 years of age. Now there are a lot of cases where the court says till 18 is not enough. You have to provide for the son also till at least college education, and for the daughter till the time she gets married.
Today, Hindu, Muslims, Christians, Parsis, everyone has their own legal book for marriage, divorce, and alimony. Quick fact, it's not just wives. Legally, even husbands can seek alimony or maintenance if they can show that they don't have sufficient income to maintain themselves. This only comes under Section 25 of the Hindu Marriage Act 1955.
So on paper, maintenance and alimony exists, but I have never seen men be successful. I've had clients sit in front of me, men with severe disabilities, wheelchair bound, liver shot, completely dead, the kidneys failing. A man is barely alive, and yet he is facing maintenance cases by his wife, who is claiming maintenance from him. And when he says, I also want, and he has tried getting maintenance from her, the court still says it is your responsibility, we cannot do anything.
But what if a spouse just refuses to pay alimony in India? Well, it's actually taken pretty seriously. Not paying maintenance can get you into legal trouble. This comes under Section 125 of the CRPC, which is now Section 144 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. The court can send you to jail for up to a year, or fine you, or even do both, depending on the situation.
Otherwise, also the court has the power to direct the bank which the husband has to freeze funds, to transfer funds to the wife. There is attachment of property also that can be done. But the biggest factor, as I've mentioned before, process, the timing makes things very difficult. So a lot of occasions, rights of wives are defeated because of the process, the lengthy time involved. So, for example, this one case where I was witnessing while I was waiting for my matter to come up, 65-year-old, 70-year-old lady saying, I've been ordered 3,000 rupees a month as maintenance. My husband, who's also around the same age as me, hasn't paid me a single dime. I'm struggling with everything. I can't walk and I just need something to survive. And the court is also feeling helpless. The lawyers around her are feeling helpless. What do we do? Husband, no whereabouts. Now, on the other hand, I've also seen situations where the husband says, I don't have a dime. I have not been able to earn. I have liver, kidney, all diseases you can name under the sun. You can look a frail 30-kilogram frame of a man almost withering away. And the court is also sad. The judge is saying, arrange something kahin se kuch to, because otherwise what do? I will have to send you into custody. And the guy says, perhaps you send me to custody, that will be better for me, because at least I will get government doctor. I will get some better food than living on the street outside. The ground reality for the majority of the population of the country, number one is, how do you approach the courts? Where do you find lawyers? Yes, legal aid for poor people is there, but to what extent are they effective? Process becomes punishment. What rights, what remedies, to what extent does the police help you, the judge help you? The judge has 100 cases a day. So to what extent are they looking at the truth? To what extent every face becomes just another face in this ocean of faces? And to what extent should a judge who's getting paid between 60,000 to 1 lakh rupees a month after cracking judicial services, after becoming a judge, to what extent, when they've got 100 cases in a day and they've got 100 things to do, and then the government does not have enough budget to pay for their, the fans are not working, there is no computer which is there to type out orders, you're writing things in the court file, and then the court staff, which is getting paid peanuts, is taking a little bit of bribes to make files disappear, and then court records are fudged, and then lawyers are bribed by the other side to do something or not to do something, and then the court strikes and the lawyers say we will not let anybody else argue, then the judge is on leave, and then a million considerations which become more of a factor than what does the law, what does the parliament, what does this XYZ judgment say about alimony and about interim maintenance.
In a country where marriage is often seen as forever, alimony is the price of ending it. To some, alimony is protection, to others it's punishment. And yes, laws are there to protect, but the system, the evidence and the court procedure all play a huge role in what actually gets decided. So now what is one should keep in mind to avoid paying alimony or maybe getting higher alimony?
The most important thing you can do is to gather evidence of financial capacity of your spouse. That has the biggest impact. If you have their bank statements lying around, some cryptocurrency wallet details lying around, some mutual fund, some gold jewelry, some assets, something that they transferred from X place to Y place.
If you have got more questions about alimony or maintenance, drop them in the comments below. We'll try to break it down for you. Also, let me know which topic you would like me to dive into next.